Grace, good day. This is Coach T, Tommy Halstead, coming to you live today with a special episode of peer review. That means you probably reached, if you're watching this, T5, topic 5, where you have your first peer review due. The peer review was designed specifically to allow you to rank your own team. Shout out to red, blue, yellow, green, and purple teams, and maybe an orange team. In this particular rendition, we have several teams with 4 members and several teams with 5 members. You will see if you look in the Dropbox, and I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to drop 2 resources for you as you attempt your team peer reviews. One is an Excel spreadsheet that you can experiment with the various team members and see how you can distribute the scores to the strongest members who are contributing the most, down to if someone's never showed up for a single meeting, a 0. But what's happening with this current group of teams, and to keep this evergreen, I'm not going to mention names and get into rankings and standings, but there's a lot of teamwork here with these teams. It's an unusually mature and awesome group. Our validators are calling each other, texting each other. I'm texting them, and everyone has made their deadlines for decisions Saturday at noon. So I'm really pleased with the amount of teamwork. And of course, in the forums and in the CLCs, we're getting lots of chats and comments. Some that are making fun of some of the other weaker teams, but it's all in good fun. So that said, this is staggered, and you'll see in the instructions. Let me pull them up here. Let me share my screen and then pull up the instructions so you can see them. All right, let me pull this up. And let me maximize. Okay, so we can see here that this is one of our, we call them artifacts for the Customer Value Challenge or the Mega Learning Sim. And it's your assessment of each of your teammates. You're gonna have a couple of these. This one, I believe, is worth 90 points. You'll see that on your calendar. And keep on looking for instructor added. Just go to the general discussion forum on the left on the menu, click discussion. I should be able to show you that actually. Over here, we go down here to discussion forums, and you'll see here a whole bunch of these instructor added tips for the Mega Sim. Look at all these, okay? There's going to be one that's called peer review, because if you go to your calendar, you'll see under T5, let's find topic 5 here. There are a lot of different things to get done on topic 5. You're on your 3rd decision, which is a pointed decision. This decision due this coming Saturday at noon is the first one that'll have points. It's decision 3. We'll see this is mergers and acquisitions. We also have our usual discussion questions. Here's our decision 3 scorecard. All the groups have been ready, provisioned. You can go to your group, start your chats. And then we have our merger CLC, which is the assignment to analyze your merger target, given the present marketing and the financial positions in the Mega Sim. So this is actually a sim, and these groups are also provisioned. So when it says go to group, you can go there and chat with all your different teams. Yellow and red and green and purple and blue can all talk to your own team there. Here we go. Peer review. It won't say start grading for you because you guys will grade each other. And then participation we know all about. 6 times during every week. I validate, and if you're participating with your teams, there's no citations needed in these, and you don't have to follow APA format because it's a business writing course as well. So when you get to this here, remember to look under your groups, because I'll post these resources there. I will, on the right, on the topic, let me see if we're done on the topic. See these resources here? I will have the spreadsheet and this sheet that you got on Mega to do your peer review. Both of them will be there, so in case you can't find them. And the spreadsheet I'm going to show you to help you figure out who gets what points. And you'll find out in a second why I'm saying that. So back to the forum. This is what you will see on your forum. You see your own assessment of yourself and your team performance and your assessment of each of the team members. So if all teammates are contributing maximally, you still have to force a rank from 1 to 4. You can decide to allocate your points from 1 to 4 in this way to get up to this. This is to 40 points. Obviously, we'll get to 90 points, but if it's 10 points per, if it's 1 to 4, it's 10 points per, then it's 10 times 4 members would be 40 points. So read this carefully, study it before you do it, and then go ahead and force your ranking. Here is the secret sauce. You can allocate maximum points to all of your team members. If all 4 of you or all 5 of you, sometimes there's 6, but in this particular class I'm talking to, there are teams of 4 and teams of 5, are contributing maximally. They're all showing up for your Zooms, your CEO or validator, whichever it is, gathering everyone together, and you're all doing fantastic contributions. I don't care what position you're in, it's the teamwork that matters. You can give maximum points to everyone. I can't give you detailed instructions on that, but I can show you the Excel sheet and how we do it, and then you can experiment yourself as a team. Because this is a teamwork project. You're supposed to get together and work on this, you'll see. You also provide careful and constructive assessment of your teammates' contributions, of each other. You work together as a team and say, honestly, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that. If you divide it amongst business units or car lines, and family's been weak, it's, you know, hey, we've been having problems with this, and you can go back with some recommendations, but it is a team decision. We thank you for coming back. We need some course corrections on this. But in any case, this is the form you use. You put the names in the ranks. Obviously, as you'll see on this spreadsheet, you don't rank yourself. So everyone, if you got 5, you rank 4. If you have 4, you rank 3. And then it has to come up to 10 times your team size, which is usually 40 if it's 4, 50 if it's 5. It's just a checksum kind of thing. So read these instructions carefully and figure them out. And you will see that there is a way using half points, etc., give maximum points to every team member. You have to agree to do it. You have to say, here's the order. When I do this, we'll skip this person. This person will get max. This will get min. And then make sure you all give the other person max and then min, if you understand what I'm saying. I can't go too far with this. I'm not trying to tend this towards maximize your points if your team is not working well together. If there's a member or two that, especially if you've got a member that's never showed up, hasn't done anything, obviously you're going to have to zero out that person. There are, at this stage in T5, most of the people who are going to drop the class have dropped it. But once in a while, many classes will have someone that's just riding along, doesn't contribute, is just sort of not even available for the Zoom meetings that you guys set up or texting. And it's very clear that you give the person a lot of chances and they've decided not to really contribute. That's up to you as a team to decide. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can have charity and love, or we can have justice. This is a spreadsheet that will help you figure out the checksums. I did one with 2 here, up to 90 points. Obviously, it shows the points you get in Halo compared to the points that you get here. And you can get your full 90 points if you have a number 1 position. And in this case, I took Christine, Holly, Joseph, Kate, and Sherman. We have a 5-person team. I made up those names. There might be 1 or 2 that are actual, you never know, in one of these classes I'm talking to. But you will have this spreadsheet in the resources. I'll load it into your team, as well as I will make a discussion topic and have it as an artifact there. So this one I did with just Nancy, Bobby, Mary, and Timmy. And there's only 4 on this team. I still maximize several of them as number 1, give 100% points, which on Halo would be 90. Now there's checksums here, and you'll figure out how this works. I can't give this away by saying, whoops, the instructor looked at this and saw that it was gamed, because we, by design, allow gaming. If you are really pleased with all the team members, you can all get maximum points. That is not some flaw in the design of this. It's basically, we're going along with the Harvard way of doing peer review, but we're also leaving that loophole in case we have some really awesome performing teams. So with that being said, those are your two resources. We have the Excel that you can, either your validator or as a team you can. But remember to follow the instructions. Do it individually, then get together and talk just like you do with everything else. You individually look at your business units, your car lines. Then before Saturday, maybe on a Thursday, Friday, maybe even Saturday morning, you all get together and make your final decision. And you validate for me, thank you, so I can run the sim, and then we see how it all flakes out. Same thing with peer review. If this is probably your first time, because when you watch this video, it's usually for T5. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I can answer to an extent. But really, you need to talk together, model it, and figure out how to do it yourselves, because I'm not permitted to game it as much as saying, here, this is what I'd like you to do, because I can't get involved in reviewing any of you individually. We do reserve the right, if something goes wrong, as your professor, when it all comes in, if someone tried to prank someone, like let's say they did not contribute and then they tried to zero everyone else, we'll take care of that on the instructor end. That's just a matter of honesty and fairness. That's not us reviewing you, just making sure everything is done on the up and up. So that is it for peer review. Background, if you can't find the form, use the one I'm uploading the resources or to the team. It should be with your logbook and with your all the other resources. The interface I showed you, it's the instructor interface, so it's got stuff about grading and all that. It didn't have the student interface. Anyway, I want to take this time to thank you so much for all your work on the sim, hard work on the decisions, the capstone exam. You just finished the midterm exam. There's 3 separate things to do this week. And we're coming up on the course ending, which is the presentation. So keep blocking that data and hang on to the charts you use, because your explanation, your presentation at the end is maximizes your points. It's really a lot of points to get that great grade, and it's based on this whole experience of the sim. If you have not yet watched the video called Beyond 2 with Professor Paul and myself, it's a must watch before decision 3, and you're about to do that this week. So I know it's a long video. It's an hour-long video. If you have to fast forward for some of it, but it's really, really worth it. You watched the first one with Paul and I got a lot of comments like, wow, the light bulb's on. This is a must watch. This one is even more of a must watch because we unveil all the rest of the secrets to the end. Some of these classes are 15 weeks. This is addressed to my 8-week online class. So I've got to tell you, it's important to watch that video because there's a lot of Easter eggs, cheats, hints, tips that will get you turbocharged for that third decision, fourth, and then the final one in the presentation. And Paul and I give away more than we've ever given away before on how the sim works, working with developers and the Harvard folks, because we need to cut down on your learning curve. You've done so well in figuring out the interface. I celebrate you. Thank you. But watch that. Please watch that video. It's again under, if you go general discussion topics, and you, as I said before, this is a really important way to find things. It's in the announcements also. It's in the announcements for each topic. But when you go to discussion forums, that's where I'm posting a lot of the secret sauce under instructor added here. So when you click there, you'll say, how do I find the cheat sheet? How do I get to the private team chats? The results are in for the decisions. So this is a really important place to always come back to and remember. And I'll have, and the videos there also for this pre-decision tree video, because that'd be what, under T5. So don't forget to validate. And then here's your decision to recap. Urgently watch this video, your recap of 1. And we also have recap of 2 with that second video that I have posted. So, so there we have our discussion forums. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Happy validating. We'll see you Sunday or Saturday at noon for our third decision. Again, hit me with the messages, text me, or if you have any questions, put it under class questions, and I'll also answer if you have individual group questions you don't want the other groups to see, I'll answer you either by text with our text group or under CLC where only your team can see that chat. So use the chats as they come available, and I'll see you there. Thank you.